Welcome to the Reader's Corner. In these segments, we hope to present a series of interpretive readings of original works from literature and other sources that speak with passion and compassion for the world we love, our humanity, and our many friends and relations we share her with. Today, I'm proud to present a new edition of a piece only a few people have seen by Jodi Riverstone. Jodi has contributed images from her photo essay of that mystical walk on the beach at Kalaloch, and we've been able to incorporate them into this presentation. I hope you'll come back and join us at the end of the reading. I'd like to share with you some thoughts about building a creative ensemble here at the Olympic Climate Report. And now, Transmutations of Mind and Heart, Meanderings from a Beach Walk by Jodi Riverstone.
There is something about spending time present near the ocean that slows the body down to be closer in rhythm with the tide. A welcome and overdue respite from what has been a trying season. I relished long walks on the beach those 2 days I was there that weekend. The surf line at Kalaloch was strewn with the cast-off exoskeletons of countless Dungeness crabs. Evidence of a process of shedding of that which is growing too small to occupy, and an entry into a period of vulnerability as the hard, protective, well-defined external self is released so that life within can grow into a larger existence of itself. Crabs do what crabs do. As I reflect on the past year that is 2020, and the profound season of change, the global, social, and political realities that are present and gravely concerning for us all, I cannot help but see the human species as also in a place of needing to realize the existential shed we too have already entered. The profound shift in our lives as we know and live it since the beginning of COVID-19 has certainly been a resounding wake-up call. Many heard it and have already responded. Others resist by evoking blame, fearing of false information, and citing their rights to live as they choose as the fundamental American way, and as therefore sacrosanct. There is a beauty in the synchronicity of the crab's collective shed, time so that all within the species cast their raiments at once. Orchestrated in time with the right combination of tide, current, nutrient flow, and the pull of the moon, perhaps, it may also indicate a group consciousness that our intellects have not yet identified. For me, the metaphorical act of surrender is profound and pertinent for us, especially now. The conscious choice for believing in and acting in hope, for transmuting what may initially appear as a death process into one of life expansion, seems the only life-affirming and sustaining choice we have. I do believe that humankind is at the moment in which the need to respond to the call for shed and change is here. Can we, as a collective species, answer that call? Unlike the Dungeness crab, we are not just being asked to shed so that we can expand into a larger copy of our former selves. We are being asked to grow ourselves as conscious beings in response to the mounting pressures the planet is now facing, and to respond in life-affirming ways that support the continuance of thrival for not only ourselves, not just for humanity, but for all life, to give honor and respect for the life force within each in the multitudinous ways in which it is so miraculously expressed. This is a call for deep awakening and for a transmutation of the mind and heart. To transmute, change in form, nature, or substance. The quest to transmute lead into gold, states the Oxford Dictionary. To change one's mind or to have a change of heart requires first the willingness to go there. To let down one's guard, to risk and trust that what lies beyond what one currently knows or accepts as truth might just be the greatest gift we can give not only ourselves, but to everyone and everything we encounter and beyond. Awareness of the lens through which we view our reality is first required. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, in The Little Prince, wrote, "It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye." The resonance of that truth rings in me like a bell. It is strangely and beautifully reflected in early neonatal development as the forming of what will be the infant's head, with all the complexity of the cerebral cortex and the sensory components. It does not separate from the heart until at week 3, when the eyes begin to form. It would seem that the mind and the heart need each other so that we can see rightly. The opportunities to shift our inner vision and thus shed our former, smaller selves can begin with the seemingly small but significant acts of personal bravery. Making life-affirming choices start by expanding one's capacity to see the other as just like you, with needs to be loved, feel safe, and respected beyond the basic requirements for survival. To have a place in the world. To be. All people, all life has a place. Can we humble ourselves to allow for that? It seems to me we are in urgent need of doing so. Can we begin to believe that what we do in our seemingly small lives matters? We must. Each of our lives holds significance, and each belief, each attitude, each choice makes a difference. And the first one that it makes a difference for is you. It ripples out from there. Jane Goodall, pioneer chimpanzee researcher and longtime trailblazing proponent of African wildlife protection and for conscious community stewardship of forests that support wildlife, also has spoken. There is a disconnect between that clever brain and the human heart, love, and compassion. Only when head and heart work in harmony can we attain our true human potential. May we each strive to work in this harmony. As I write this, the air outside is yellow-brown with smoke from fires wafting on the air currents from Oregon and California. Perhaps another one of the new normals that is a byproduct of our global peril. We do not know what the future in our lifetimes will contain. We do not know what we individually or collectively can accomplish, or to what end can be achieved. What seems important is that we stay open of mind and heart. That is where the juice is. Then activate the resources of hope within ourselves. Move that intention into life-affirming acts. By answering the call for our own personal transmutation, we can then respond to that which may seem dire and hopeless, and bring to it our larger capacity of envisioning, being, and even carry out the kind of harmony-supporting action that we previously thought impossible. For our children, then their children, and on. For all life in its countless forms. We are the ones living this now moment, and there is no one else to wait for but us. The time to shed has begun. This is Jodi Riverstone. Thank you for listening.
Dear viewer, would you like to be a creative contributor to our Olympic Climate Channel? Do your feelings and thoughts about protecting our natural bounty and the vital need for climate action now pour out in words, written or spoken? Or does your photographer's eye find images and videos of the beauty we must protect, or the threats of damage and degradation we fight against? Your poem, your song, your personal story of climate grief or climate action will be honored and shared with the world in our creative community of climate activists. Drop us a line here at ocareport1@gmail.com. That's ocareport1@gmail.com, and we will get back to you soon with information on how you can bring your contributions to the climate action message at the Olympic Climate Report. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a beautiful one.